Hello, you are listening to the OmniTalk Fast 5, brought to you in partnership with Microsoft, the A&M Consumer and Retail Group, Takeoff, Sezzle, and Silk.
All right, headline number 4. I'm pretty excited about this one because I did some research of my own on this one last night, which I haven't told you about yet. But Walgreens plans to use robots to lessen its pharmacists' workload. According to the Wall Street Journal, the nation's second largest pharmacy chain is setting up a network of automated, centralized drug filling centers that could fill a city block. The company says the setup cuts pharmacists' workloads by at least 25%. And will save Walgreens more than $1 billion a year. The main idea being to give pharmacists more time to provide medical services such as vaccinations, patient outreach, and prescribing other certain medication. And your thoughts?
This makes complete sense to me. I mean, you have $1 billion in lowered labor costs. Like, that's insane to me. That's just labor and operations. But you have an immediate return on the reduction in expensive labor. You still can have people staffed in the pharmacies, but you don't need to have 4 people staffed there. And I think that there's still the opportunities, as Walgreens mentioned in this, for those pharmacists who are there to really be providing the one-on-one connections with the communities, or to be able to, provide remote, if they're doing that via like a clienteling service or something where they're able to, be one pharmacist for a region, especially in rural communities. But I think that eventually this can also minimize regulatory concerns. So like when we're talking about controlled substances, which these robots aren't handling yet, that's not in the concern, yes, it helps to remove humans, I think, from this equation, both from the reliability of the Walgreens retail location and from, just from Walgreens as a larger entity. I think the third component to me that is really appealing to this is what we talked to one of our OmniStars, Stephanie Cruz, about from Walgreens. Mm-hmm. Just the ability, now that this is all automated, to more simply tie this into some of like the curbside and to-go orders. Like if everything's being tracked within a certain app, or it's being tracked on Walgreens side, to be able to like more seamlessly facilitate those curbside to-go orders, scan and go perhaps in the store. I think that investing in the back end operations of this will provide benefit to Walgreens as they operate the store and to their consumers as a result. Yeah,
that's a good point. Actually, that's a really good point. I mean, the one thing I would add just to highlight what you said too is like you're scaling your pharmacists. Your pharmacists are hard to hire.
Yep.
They're expensive to hire, and now you're able to put one probably at these locations, or 2 or 3, however many are required, and get more prescriptions filled for each of the ones that you're deploying at that location, which just makes a ton of sense. So to your point, it's about, to me, it's like about freaking time. Yes, please, to quote Austin Powers or whatever it was. But my only ask, though, hits on what you said at the end there. And I tried this yesterday, is for it to work well, you're going to have to make your delivery experience easily understood within the app.
Yep.
And that's the opportunity I see for Walgreens. And so if Stephanie Cruz is listening, I hope she hears this. But last time I checked, which was, believe it or not, yesterday, it said, you order on your app and it says 5 to 10 business days from a centralized facility and 1 to 2 business days from my local store, and both are free, which I don't quite understand the difference there, because I'm always going to choose 1 to 2 then. But my question, though, is when can I actually expect the order? Mm-hmm. So this gets back to one of the fundamental principles of omnichannel retailing, which is the available to promise logic up front in the funnel. Because if you're ordering your prescriptions, like it's a Thursday, I'm ordering that. I don't know when that means I'm going to get it. Am I going to get it on Friday? Am I going to have to wait till Monday?
Yeah.
5 to 10 days. You could put me 3 weeks out on that, potentially on where I am in my cycle. Or I could order on a Wednesday and not have it till 3 Mondays from now.
Right.
That's a problem. So net, I love the idea, but your conversion is going to go up on this idea, Walgreens, if you can solve that issue, which I think is inherently what you're talking about, because then it extends into other operational dynamics too, as you look at your available promise for curbside pickup, like you said, and just the overall mobile app usage too.
Well, and I think that it's, the Walgreens, to clarify, the Walgreens stores will still be able to fill those rush prescriptions. Like if you do need something in the 1 to 2 days, you still can get that. I think where this is providing the benefit is for those ongoing scripts. Like, we look at these other companies like Express Scripts and the larger fulfillment center operators out there. Those timelines are much long, like those lead times are much longer. So I think if Walgreens is able to, like you said, if it's clear to the consumer what they're getting, this could make things much simpler for the customer and for the operations of a Walgreens store.
Yeah, and there's no reason over the long run they need to be 5 to 10 days out on a prescription fill if they're using this either. That's the other point. And so, like, you know,
that's why the centralized facilities are so important. Like, you know, if you have micro fulfillment centers that are able to do these fulfillments within, you know, 5 miles of my house now instead of 20 miles or, you know, 200 miles.
Yeah, if you place them in the right place, you got to at least be close enough to do 2 days and get the available promise in there. This is slam dunk to me, you know, and it takes the workload off your store level, like, you know, as well. So